Did you hear his press conference? He's talking about next season.
Hello, lady.
What's up, baby?
I'm okay. How you feeling?
I even posted earlier today that my confidence level was about 30% or even less. So I wasn't really expecting a comeback like that. Well, what will I do? Anyway.
It wasn't a bad performance. So
Yeah, actually, compared to the first leg, it wasn't a bad performance. But if you can't produce results, what's the essence? Like wasting so many chances. That second half, we would have killed that game in the second half. But in fact, this Liverpool team, after that first goal, I was like, they should just end the game.
This match showed who should stay at the club and who should go. I think for me, I saw the players that really wanted it, and I saw the ones that did not really go for it. I think it's time for the club to move on from Joe Gomez. I don't understand why you have a player like that in your squad that cannot add quality into the team.
And he's always not fit. Like, I don't know.
I think the injury to Conor Bradley was unfortunate. Conor Bradley should have been the backup to Frimpong. I think this summer they should do away with Gomez, honestly. Hello, Boris. You're welcome.
Hello.
Hello, Sanchez.
Greetings. What a disaster. I'm telling you, man, this is absolutely a joke. A bloody joke. And this guy, we need to make sure he's just, I don't know. Team selection, to be honest with you, is very brave, I have to say. But these players have been badly coached. And it's still on the manager.
I agree.
Badly coached.
I agree.
With what he's got on that, I mean, at his disposal. You got the Ekitike, the Viets, the Saboslai. We got Isak at least for 45 minutes, and they come out with that performance in the first half. I think it's down to the coaching system. It seems to they are lost.
But the second half was better. I think our undoing in the second half was the lack of clinical finishing. For me, I think he played well in the second half.
Okay, if you use the word they played well, okay, would you say we were unlucky to lose? Are we unlucky? We weren't unlucky. We were terrible. I mean, let's call it spade a
strong word.
we were terrible. I mean, just look at the second goal from Saboslai, right? Player of the season, giving the pass like that. The game is still 1-0. Anything can still happen, regardless of you play to the last win, to the referee blow the last whistle, blows his whistle.
The final whistle, yeah.
You don't give a goal away like that. That is absolute ridiculous. I know he doesn't want to play right back. I've been saying that you shouldn't be putting him in there, but Frimpong was terrible, awful today. It seems to me, honestly, we've got about, I tell you, we've got three 15-year-old players behaving like 15-year-old I play today. One of them is Frimpong. Terrible. He's playing like a 15. He can't even, is misjudging headers. He can't pass the ball. And you've got, Viet, okay, also playing like a 15-year-old boy that can't kick the ball. And you've now got obviously old man Salah, also play like a 15-year-old man. These are, I just cannot, from that level all the way to the rock bottom, it's got to be down to the coaching or the manager. It's not what he's saying is go through one ear, it's coming through the other ear. I think that's what's happening right now. It's a joke, absolute joke. Lose the game, but lose and give it a go. But what we did today, we huff and puff, and PSG 2 chances, bang, game over, done. And that's how you finish. That's how you finish. That's how you finish. None of that, oh yeah, they weren't unlucky. They were rubbish. All right? I mean, I've seen better team. I've seen us at the worst about if I'm judging you on what he's got, that players he's got to be able to perform like that. What is McAllister? I mean, that's one thing I don't get, right? Can somebody please explain to me why is McAllister chasing, pressing when he hasn't got any legs? Why does he press? He's just really irritate me when I see him chasing, just pressing in isolation, just running after the guard. Just stay because you can't get back. Stay behind. It's a joke. So that is also a coaching. That's what they've told him to do. You should actually initiate the press. Why would you ask McAllister to initiate presses? It's rubbish. Manager's got to go, man. It's a joke. Absolute joke. I mean, did you hear his press conference? He's talking about next season. Is this guy, what kind of, has he lost his mind? I don't think, obviously he must be living in his own vacuum that he's doing a great job. He's thinking about, they're going to be a year. He's thinking about next season. Seriously? Nah, man. Sack this guy, man. I'm telling you. I can't believe what I was watching today. I don't mind if they're beating us the way they beat us, right? But if I see what we're trying to do, I'm looking at Kirkers. They're all playing with fear. That you've already lost the game. You're 2-0 that you're losing. You're going to lose. You'll be out. At least go and do something. But you can't pull 3 passes together. That is a team that's playing with lack of confidence. And this manager cannot instill that confidence, put the confidence into these players. It's not 100% not for us. He selected the right players when he dropped Gakpo. But when Ekitike got injured, as much as I don't like Gakpo should come on, no Salah. Keep the balance, keep the legs. At least Gakpo will run for you a little bit. He hasn't got it, but bringing Salah on, you've now made it look like shot 2 a game, man. I mean, come on, man. This is not about sentiment no more, because that's what he's done today. Salah coming on for Ekitike, right, is wrong. And he knows that. He knows that. And he kept doing the same thing. You're doing the same thing and expecting a different result. Nah, sorry. It's not going to work. So I don't know how you guys feel about it today, right? I'm just sick like a parrot right now. I don't like it. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. That is how I feel right now. I'm sick like a parrot. Watching that game, I'm just thinking, so at least if we have won the game, 2 different things. Won the game, but we didn't go through, then I say, okay, fine. All right. We lost in the first, we could have been smashed about 5 or 6 in the first leg anyway, but we didn't. But you're playing at home with the crowd behind you, you go and give it. You got Kanate, right, coming out with a bloody press. Why is he talking nonsense? Yeah, we lost a player. We did all these. We play well. We deserve to lose. Please, man. The mentality is gone, man. They've lost it. And the thing is, and it's down to that coach, because they've now put them, it's accepted substandard, and they now behaving like that is also okay. That's fine. That's okay. We're the champions, but this season we lost Jota because sadly Jota passed. Yeah, so because of that, you guys, your excuse, right, to stink up the gaff to that this year. Doesn't matter. You should be playing. Honestly, if someone uses that boy's name again, right, I just go and get him arrested. Seriously, because you should be playing for his memory. Not tell me, right, because he passed. That's the reason why you're stinking up the gaff. So they kept using this as a lot of things happened to some of these players, some of us from the beginning of the season. Yes, I know what you're referring to. Yes, we lost Jota. Shouldn't you supposed to be giving it all? Is that the reason? Actually, sadly, cannot play well today because I'm just nitpicking, right? He was actually did all right. Not brilliant, but it was okay today because I'm not a fan of him really since he's going. That's fine. But there's I can tell you about 8 players out there today that were absolute shocking, right? Shocking. Where do we get his goalkeeper from, for God's sake? This keeper, man. Where did we get it from? This keeper, man. Where did we get this keeper from?
Well, he tried his best.
Whoa. No. Please.
No, hey. Well, no, you cannot blame the goalkeeper for any of the goals.
Some good saves. Yeah.
You cannot blame the goalkeeper for any of the goals.
That keeper is rubbish. I'm telling you now. First of all, he can't bloody kick with his right foot. That's one problem he's got. He can't even, when the ball is coming, shift your body. If you can't kick with your right foot and try to be on your toes and shift so you can actually kick the ball with your left. You stand straight and you want to just, oh man, sorry. That keeper, the first goal, it's obvious. I'm not a goalkeeper, but I know. Alisson, we finger, that ball wasn't in the corner. Sorry. The way he actually sold that idiot, McAllister, right? He sold him. He should have been off the pitch in the first place because the referee, he should have been off the pitch, right? He couldn't get to him. He sold him. He planted that he's going to take a first shot with his right foot. This guy's both feet. He used both feet. So you sold yourself. Stand your ground. Let the ball hit you. But by you selling yourself, right? He cut the ball back. He's going to go. There's only one place he's going to put the ball. He's not going to swing it back, would it? He's going to go to that top corner. So why is the keeper still rooted? The ball's already in. He started diving. It's his fault. And the second one as well.
No.
Oh, come on, man. Make yourself think. I know he was spinning through, but Alisson, how many times has Alisson saved us? Like that, one-on-one. This keeper is rubbish. Let's call it that keeper is rubbish. Absolutely.
We'll come back to the keeper. Boris,
I disagree because really blaming the goalkeeper for those goals, in my view, is just a red herring. Because at the end of the day, well, for starters, we lost to a vastly superior team. Let's get that. Let's put that in a corner for starters. There was a bit of effort. There was a bit of effort, but very, very little brains. The decision making was not great. Some of the passing was shocking, particularly in the first half. It was typical Slot, slow, pedestrian football. Now, the second half, there was a little bit of intensity, but again, as I said, plenty of effort, very little intelligence behind it. And I will certainly agree with Sanchez that with a different manager, we would get far more from this team, as inadequate as it is. A better manager will get more from these players. There is no doubt in my mind about that. But blaming the goalkeeper for those goals, I'm sorry, that's a red herring. Because at the end of the day, if you have to rely on your goalkeeper to bail you out, then, well, what does that say about the collective defending of the team? So, so many times this season. Sorry?
11 players. Boris, but it's 11. We've got 11 players. Keeper is also part of it. Last season against PSG, they should have scored 9. They scored none. Guess what? Who was the man of the match? Alisson. He bailed us out. This keeper, man, I'm telling you, I've seen him watching him again against Everton. He's going to throw Enrique. The keeper is no good. He just give me the jibbies, man, every time I see him touch the ball. I don't know.
No. I disagree. The goalkeeper is actually decent. The goalkeeper, I would say the goalkeeper is decent. Yeah, he's decent. Now, he's not Alisson, but then how many goalkeepers can be Alisson? Not many. So at the end of the day, when you just look at the way possession was lost. Before the goal. Look at how easy it was to go through the midfield. They were trying. You talked about the press earlier. There was no press. That was press. You call that a press? That was like a bunch of 5-year-old boys just chasing after a ball. When you play, it's as if you play with your 5-year-old nephews in your back garden.
Oh dear me.
So yes, it is a coaching problem, because if you're going to set up for a press, but you can do one way or the other. You either set up for a press and you go all in as a team,
yeah,
or you play a half block. Let them have the ball in their own half, and as soon as they approach the halfway line, you get on them. Nothing of the sort was seen. So I think at the end of the day, trying to say, oh, the goalkeeper is this and that, for me, that disguises a far bigger problem.
Yeah. I'm blaming everyone. I'm blaming the 11 players.
So, and in any case, there aren't that many. I mean, how many of those players can we actually say has played well this season? Now, we talk about Szoboszlai again, but let's be real. The bar is pretty low. So it's not that hard to excel, because basically we're simply talking about the land of the blind, where the one-eyed man is king.
Yeah, true.
So Szoboszlai has been okay, but has he been mind-blowing? Absolutely not. But when you compare him with the rest of the players, of course, it's very easy for him to stand out.
Yeah. Fair play. Fair point.
So and it all now, the players have their own responsibilities, no doubt about it, because at the end of the day, a coach should not have to teach you how to make a 5-yard pass to a teammate. If you need a coach to teach you that, you don't belong in football. Look for another sport.
Yep.
So, but at the end of the day, the buck stops with the coach.
Yep.
The buck stops with the coach. What are his tactics? How does he set up the team? Why can't you have a system that will get the most out of the players you've got? Because FSG are not going to be giving him £300 million every season. And why is he reluctant to use players from the youth team?
Good question. Yeah.
So, okay, what do you think about the game? Okay.
Honestly, I think the game went better than I expected. I remember, after the game last week, and towards the end, you asked me for my prediction. I was hoping that it wasn't going to end in a 7-0 drubbing. I think I will lean towards the opinion of Boris. For me, I think so. First of all, from the start of the game, I think it was still wrong to put Salah on the bench. I would always say, just like I said last week, I believe that in games like this, you don't put your best players on the bench. I do agree that Salah hasn't been the best of the best, this season. In fact, probably since last year, he has flashes of brilliance here and there. But I do believe that in games like this, especially this game being at Anfield, I think Salah should have started. I always say that, look, just like I said last week, if every good coach would always set up their team in the best way to bring out the best out of the best players. I think Salah is still the best player in that team, sadly. So sad to say, but I think Salah is still the best player in that team. Obviously, when he did come on for Ekitike, who, by the way, sadly for him, I think his World Cup hopes might be over, except there's a miracle, because I think he ruptured his Achilles right there. But I think, funny enough, first of all, I agree with Sanchez in the sense that it was probably a wrong decision to bring Salah on. I have two opinions here, and I'll tell you why. Why I think it was a wrong decision to bring Salah on was because of the setup that they went with. I think today they had a better understanding of a 5 at the back. I think there was, I think the players had a better understanding in terms of what they had to do on the ball and off the ball. I think Gravenberch and Frimpong had some sort of understanding. Whenever Frimpong tries to press, Gravenberch drops deep and covers for him. I think there was a bit of understanding there. But the problem was that Frimpong was not good going forward. It just seemed to be that he had forgotten how to play football. The deliveries were terrible. The deliveries were absolutely terrible. And one thing that bothered me a lot was When Salah came on, why did he keep taking the set pieces? Why not Soboslai? Dominic Soboslai, since I've been aware of his existence, is a fantastic set piece taker. So I don't understand why Salah kept being the one to take the set pieces, because his deliveries were not the best either. But speaking about Soboslai, I think that's a man low on confidence, because one major issue that I did have was the fact that whenever chances fell to players in the middle, a Liverpool team that I'm accustomed to seeing players like Thiago, James Milner, Gerard, Alonso, Didi Hamann. I'm accustomed to players being in that area and smashing it, but with accuracy. Going into the back of the net. Gravenberch had opportunities like that, but hey, it was going into the river or something. I didn't just understand it. Yeah, he worked hard to get those chances, but his finishing was terrible. So Slot as well, as a manager, there is a way you could inspire your team. Slot's body language, his facial expression, he looked like a defeated manager to me. I don't think I would have wanted him to be my manager tonight, because I do think that in the second half, I think the players took the game by the bollocks by themselves. I don't even think they were listening to Slot, in my own honest opinion. Van Dijk was -1. Um, Joe Gomez, with all due respect to him, I don't think he should be putting on the Liverpool shirt next season. Quite sad that Conor Bradley has been out for the entirety of the season, but I think that for a team that wants to be successful, if you're thinking about a squad that has quality in depth, I don't think Joe Gomez should be in that team, because why can't you rely on a player that you could call from the bench? It makes no sense to me. And yeah, he had little or no impact, even when he found himself in situations where he could make something happen for the team. Well, he simply doesn't have it, and I don't blame him. So in that situation, bringing on a Trey Noni wouldn't have been a bad idea. But I think the players tried their best. I think they played good 65 minutes of football, but the finishing was poor. No one to properly finish it off. And I think he was just disappointed that at the end of the day, he ended up the scoreline didn't reflect the hard work of the players. I think Konate was brilliant. I think he was really one that really, really wanted it. You know, it felt like Salah was given half and half. His decision making at the end of the day when he dribbles was not the best for me. I think Salah could have created more chances, but he was a bit probably too selfish. That was a ghost. McAllister, look, honestly for McAllister, I don't even blame him, because, like I said, since Fabinho left, Liverpool have not had a proper number 6, and that still affects the team till date. It's as simple as that. So for me, Slot was mighty confident to say, look, he's starting to look at next season. Maybe that's just him trying to say the right thing to the media. But in my own opinion, I think the club needs to start looking elsewhere. I think there are a couple of good managers in the market at the moment. I know Zidane is not one, because he's taking over with the French national team. Andoni Raola is not staying at Bournemouth anymore. Look, there are options right now, in my own opinion. I think if the hierarchy really, really care about the success of the team on the pitch, I don't think Arne Slot should be the man at the helm next season. But once again, disappointing results, if I'm being honest, but I won't take away the hard work of some players. And if Soboslai was in better form and not necessarily better form, but had confidence, I think some of those chances that were created in the middle of the park, I think he would have taken them. He didn't attempt a goal. He didn't attempt a shot on goal today. Not one. Not one. He was just always thinking, passing sideways, passing sideways. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think the crowd did their best. I think Anfield, I think the
Yeah.
crowd tried. They spurred them on the best way they could. But I think the players were not just up to it. And it was just really disappointing. Yeah, it was disappointing for me.
Nail, what's your thoughts on the game tonight?
Well, we can blame the coach, we can blame the pitch, the fans, we blame everything else, right? What was evident tonight was that our players lack quality. We had opportunity, but to a man, I think sorry, Zalpe, It's not isn't it? So I'm on my phone, so I can't see the names. I think I agree
Yeah,
with
it's
you.
up there.
Konate
Yeah,
was Liverpool. Yeah,
Mhm.
Konate, I okay. Konate was the man of the match. He played well. He played nice. He was fantastic. I still say he needs to improve his attacking headers because he had a couple of opportunities tonight, especially the second one that really he should have done better. These are the things that you need to take. You need to be well. You're 6'5". You got to get those headers and target, man. Especially the second one. It's just not good. Look, at Liverpool, you need to be good. You need to be able to do certain things, but you need to improve that part of the game because you look at Arsenal. Arsenal are not really a fantastic team. They don't create opportunities, but you know what? They got Gabriel that just attacks the ball, creates situations in the box. That's how they get it. They got a lot of their goals. United tonight, fantastic defensively, but I'm sorry, please, it got to be better than that. It needs to improve that. But going back to what I'm talking about, the general quality, we were getting in good areas, but we were poor. And not only that, I look at VS under no real pressure, giving the ball away. Sabosla just giving away possession when we had opportunities to do really good things in the game. And I'm thinking these players are better than this. I spoke to Sam halfway through the first half. I was irate, man, because we were just doing the basic things we couldn't get right. And I was thinking to myself, you know what? A lot of these players, under real quality, when you have to perform, they can't do it. I don't know what it is. Yeah, if it's going to be a coach or whatever, I don't really care. I've lost the will now where I don't even care what happens. I just want this. I want to be able to get a team that's able to have a balance, that can fight, that can scrap. Because what happened with this team was everybody keep going out with the amount of money we spent. If we spend the amount of money we spend and we didn't get rid of certain players that we got rid of, you have a better squad. But the players that we got rid of, the players that we bought are probably technically better than the players we got rid of. But you know the players that we got rid of? These are the players that give you, these are fighters. Diaz is got quality, but it's a fighter. Nunes, we also, he was a fighter. You're not going to bully him. God rest his soul. Jota. I know that was just like, unfortunate situation, right? It's a fighter. I mean, Sam and I used to talk, thank you. We used to talk about how sometimes Jota, he gets himself injured because he's always fighting. He will get himself, he'll scrap. He will put himself in situations where he shouldn't have got injured. The players we have now, they can't do it. And that is the issue that we need to have a mix of players. We need to have a mix of technical players and we have to mix of players that are also technically very good, but can scrap. We have Endo in our squad. Endo can scrap, but still technically is not good enough. So all we need to do is replace somebody like Endo in that team with somebody better on the ball that's got the same quality, tenacity, but that can scrap. I look at our defenders tonight. I don't know what happened to Frimpong because I was so disappointed in his performance. I mean, some of the things he was doing, I'm thinking, you're better than that. I know he's better than that, actually. Kirk is on the other hand. My word. I've been saying this. I think it's one-on-one defending is brilliant. It will fight, it will scrap, but his quality on the ball, it's not good. It's not Liverpool standard. He needs to improve. I'm sorry. The fullbacks were the one that were getting a lot of our possession today, and they did not play well. So that didn't help the rest of the team. I agree with the managers. I heard some people talking about the managers picking Isak. I agreed with that. I agreed with that because in this sort of match, if you let's say that we're leading 1-0 and you put him on and we score a goal, it's now 2-0, but then he gets to the end of the match, it goes to extra time. You probably have to take him off anyway. So it's difficult to get the balance on what to play. I think what he tried to do was to play him, we get a good start, maybe nick a goal or whatever, and then he's done his job, you take him off. It didn't pay out, it didn't work out that way. Unfortunately, I was saying to Sanchez, the two players that could probably finish the opportunities that we created in the second half, the situation, they got off in the second half. So we had nobody to finish. Salah is faultless right now. Gakpo, oh goodness. Gakpo, I actually thought Gakpo played well. But the finishing quality was lacking, but he contributed, linked up play, he put himself about. And that was it. That was it. McAllister. Good. McAllister. So I blame the coach for this because McAllister should have been off that pitch. As soon as we go into the second half, should have been off because I don't know what he contributed. He couldn't track anybody. He couldn't press. He couldn't pass.
Yeah, he tried to.
Did anybody tell me what McAllister was able to do? What was actually contributed to that? He was Gravenberg. I thought he played well. Yeah. So 1 minute, Sam. I'll finish off now. Gravenberg, I thought he played well. Unfortunately, he was the one driving and getting into shooting situation. I should have been Sabosa that was doing that. But Sabosa, when he had the opportunities to get into those positions or shoot, he was passing the buck, passing responsibility. You know, so yeah, I was my main thing, my abiding thought about what happened today was just how we lacked real quality under pressure. We were overawed. I think we didn't think that we would belong on the same pitch with PSG. Same thing that happened on the first leg. It's the same thing that happened in the second leg in a way, even though we did put them under pressure. We didn't have the hump. We've now played PSG after the first match where we nicked a goal in the end. We played them 270 minutes plus the injury time we played, and we haven't scored a goal. Just food for thought, man.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So